Our friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here. This is just a little update video for Monsters and Memories. What you can see here is some developer footage, and I recommend that everyone go over to their YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description for that, because they're essentially developing the MMO before our eyes, which is quite an amazing thing. I know a lot of people talk about how these developers are really open and they listen to their community, all that kind of stuff, but these guys are literally creating the MMO before our eyes. There's a load of footage over on the YouTube channel, and I recommend going and checking it out, because it certainly gives you a stronger appreciation of what it takes to create an MMO. Tons of work, and yeah, it's really interesting. Go and check it out. I'll also leave a link to their website, so you can go and check out their Discord, because Discord is where all the action happens. So go to the website, click on a Discord link, join a Discord, and you will be updated for the new public stress test that's going to be happening. That's exciting news. At the end of April, I think it's 28th and 29th, there's going to be a public stress test. I think that's is that a Saturday? No, it's Friday and a Saturday rather than a Saturday and a Sunday. Public stress test is going to be two 4-hour windows, one on each day. They might run a bit longer, they said, depending on how things go, and it looks like they'll probably fit in with North American times. Like, sadly, I'm not sure I'll be able to do anything to show you, because I'm not sure I'll be available to play. It depends. If it's early in the morning my time, I'll try and get up so I can just do an hour of, you know, be great for us to create a new character and just to see what that new experience is like, and you can kind of follow along with what I'm doing and whatnot. But we'll see how it goes. I can't promise anything. It depends on health. If my health's okay, I'll try and get up a bit earlier to do that. But anyway, irrespective of that, you know, go and check it out. 28th, 29th, Friday and a Saturday. Go to their website, go to the Discord, and you'll get all the information you need. I do recommend looking at the YouTube channel, though, because it's, as I said, it's amazing to see an MMO being developed before your eyes. But the other thing as well is if you're like myself, and I know many of you have said before, you wish someone would recreate the EverQuest kind of gameplay, that tactical emergent gameplay, complexity that you got in EverQuest, but with its own, but within its own game, its own story, its own lore and vibe and all that kind of stuff. And from what I've tried to soak up as much stuff as I can from the YouTube channel, but what I'm seeing and hearing, I'm really getting a strong classic EverQuest vibe, like really strong. I don't mean strong in a sense that, you know, some other developers have said, you know, we're inspired by classic EverQuest. I'm talking about like a strong vibe. So if you're someone who's been waiting for an EverQuest like, but set in its own world, in its own lore, its own story and its own adventures, then from what I'm watching and hearing, and you can see for yourself on the YouTube channel, this really does feel like it could be that game, particularly like from a dungeon experience point of view. I feel that the dungeon experience and the emergent gameplay that comes from that has been lost really probably since EverQuest Dark Age of Camelot, maybe classic WoW to an extent, but you know, classic WoW is very dumbed down in comparison to what EverQuest gave us with regards. So I'm talking about, I've said this before, when you go into a dungeon in classic EverQuest, your experience will literally be different every single time. You know, whether you're going there 100 times or 1,000 times, every single time will be different because of the mob AIs and behaviours, the way you interact with mobs, the way they interact with you. Like dungeon design, like level design is an art that seems to have been lost really over the years. Even going back to games like Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder and that kind of thing, you know, you don't see anything inventive like that in single player games anymore. It's all feels just like flat pack kind of put together. So what I'm hoping, from what I've seen, particularly of the dungeon development videos, is that they're kind of going for that emergent gameplay, that complexity and the detail, loads of different mechanics, loads of different class abilities that, yeah, just go towards making dungeon crawl in EverQuest such a different experience every time you go in, even going into the same dungeon. I'm hoping that's what we're going to get here. So yeah, from what I've seen and heard, it feels quite exciting. This really does feel like an MMO for for those for us EverQuest players who've been looking for something since then. But I would recommend everyone go and check it out. I've always said, even talking to modern MMO players, I'm pretty sure that a modern MMO player could go into a dungeon in EverQuest and be blown away by the complexity of the experience that they have. But people are just quite often a bit scared of, I guess, the time investment. They hear it's difficult, but it's not really difficult. It's more of just a time investment. But I think they're missing out, because you really are missing out on such a deep and complex dungeon experience that Classic EverQuest gave you. And if you're scared of EverQuest or you can't get P99 to run, again, like even for a modern MMO player, go and check this out, because hopefully this will give us a similar experience, but with a new lick of paint. Maybe with some more quality of life stuff. If there's stuff that you were particularly scared about in EverQuest, maybe this game kind of maybe has a bit more quality of life in regards to that. But that's my hope anyway. I'm hoping for a game that gives us that complexity of combat mechanics and emergent gameplay, and detail that you got from EverQuest. But there's also lots going on other than that. From what I've seen, there seems to be lots of like trade skills and that kind of thing. There's big outdoor zones. There's a massive city which looks quite impressive on some of the videos that I've seen. So yeah, it's looking good. Fingers crossed. Go and check it out and get involved in the stress test. Why not? It's these kind of things. Even if you're interested in this game, but you think, I don't want to do a stress test type thing, like, go and do it anyway, because it gives the developers more feedback as to kind of where they are and what they need to do, what work they need to do to get the game to us, as quick as they can. That's what it's all about. Testing. That's what testing's all about. So go and check it out. Get on the Discord and keep yourself up to date with what you need to do to sign up and play. As I said, I'm not sure I can fetch you any stuff, but I'll try to. It'll be nice to create a character. Just to create a character and go through that newbie process to see how it feels in comparison to EverQuest. I know you must get fed up with me comparing everything to EverQuest, but I think in this case it's probably quite relevant, because it does look, even like the movement of the combat and stuff. I like the looks of. EverQuest was felt more like an FPS with regards to how your character moved and the speed at which things happened. Whereas I think as we went along, certainly from Dark Age of Camelot and stuff, a lot of the 3D MMOs kind of became a bit more interested in slowing animations down, increasing animation, so it all felt a bit more unresponsive than EverQuest. This looks like it's got that EverQuest responsiveness as well, which I think attracts a different type of player. Attracts a player who maybe quite likes FPS games as well as I did, like back then. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll leave the relevant links in the details and go and check it out. It looks promising. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.